Okay, so we're going to talk about some of the elements of drama today. A drama, as we know, is a story that is designed to be acted out. So in order to successfully be able to read and comprehend and analyze a drama, we have to understand the different elements of it. So first we have acts and scenes. An act is a major division of a play. You can think of it like chapters of a book. It's how the play is divided up. So if you look at this image over here, you can see that this example has Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, and it has kind of a plot diagram, just like any sort of literary piece. Acts are also divided up into scenes. So scenes are minor divisions of a play. There's always more than one scene per act, and the purpose is to divide up the action. So if you look at this little sample here, you see the title, Act 1, and for example, maybe it has 3 scenes in Act 1 and 2 scenes in Act 2. Dialogue, which we've talked about before, is conversation between 2 or more characters. And dialogue is really important in a drama because that's what propels the action forward. It's what advances the plot, develops the conflict. So you have an example here where the nephew says something. He says, "Merry Christmas to you, Uncle. God save you." And Scrooge says, "Bah, humbug," which we'll talk more about later. But dialogue is really important in a drama. Now, there's a couple other different ways that characters are talking on stage besides when they're talking to each other. A monologue is a long speech given by just one character to another character or to the audience. Really easy way to remember monologue is that mono equals 1. So monologue is one long speech, one character. A soliloquy is similar, but it's a speech where the character shares their thoughts out loud when they think they are alone. So there's nobody else on stage. They think that they are just speaking their thoughts. And it's important because it helps the audience know what is going on in the character's mind. And an aside are words spoken by a character directly to the audience, usually to give further information. So if you've ever seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off, you'll see the screenshot right here. He talks directly to the audience, to the camera, and says, "How could I possibly be expected to handle school on a day like this?" This is also known as breaking the fourth wall. Stage directions are sets of bracketed information that describe scenery and how characters should move and speak on the stage. They're really important, again, in drama because it reveals information that's not given in the dialogue. In a drama, we don't have those extra descriptions and the exposition. We rely primarily on dialogue and on stage directions to take any meaning away from what's going on. Stage directions in a text are always written in italics. And you'll notice over here we have highlighted D and DC. These letters represent where the characters are standing or where they are walking. And over here is your key. L is stage left, R is stage right, C is center stage, U is upstage, and D is downstage, which pretty much makes sense when you think about it. And if you look at this image here, you can see that the stage directions refer to the actors. So from an audience's perspective, stage right appears to be the left, but it's the actor's perspective where they're going. This is just an additional image exemplifying what the stage directions look like. Okay, so dramatic irony is when the audience knows something that the characters do not know. So for example, in The Lion King, the audience knows that Scar plotted to kill Mufasa, while Simba, the main character, believes his father's death was his fault. So I have a short clip here just to exemplify this. Okay, so in that clip, we see that Scar purposely kills Mufasa. While throughout the rest of the movie, until the very end at least, spoiler alert, Simba believes it was his fault that his father died. Another example is in scary movies, the audience often knows where the antagonist or the bad guy or the killer is. In this image right here from Scream, we see the character behind the protagonist here. And people shout, "Look behind you," because we know something that the characters do not. So let's just do a little practice looking at some of these elements of drama. Read the scene here, and you're going to answer a question. What does this dialogue reveal about the two characters here? So take a second to read it, and I have a little sentence starter for you. Okay, so if you didn't get it right, or maybe you weren't sure, make sure that you write down the answer to this on your note sheet. The dialogue in this scene shows the reader the difference between Scrooge and his nephew's points of view on Christmas. It's very clear that Scrooge hates Christmas, while his nephew does not. Scrooge is saying, "Bah, humbug!" and the nephew is trying to convince him that Christmas is a happy time. Okay, and another, what is the purpose of the stage directions in this scene? What do they reveal to the audience? So the purpose of the stage directions in this scene are to contrast Scrooge's bad attitude with everyone around him. All the passersby, all the people on the streets are holding their face to the sky, smiling, enjoying the snow, while Scrooge is angry, batting the flakes away, and just getting to his home as quickly as he can. All right, and that's it. Make sure that you submit your assignment, and we will talk more about this in class.